Welcome to this class to strengthen your pelvic floor. If you're new here, my name is Cassie. I'm a perinatal yoga teacher and corrective exercise specialist. And for class today, we are going to be doing both isolated pelvic floor contractions, also known as Kegels, as well as strengthening the surrounding muscles in our body, since we know that strength training with pelvic floor contractions is much more effective than isolated Kegels alone. And our pelvic floor muscles work like any other muscles in our body in that they need to be able to both lengthen and contract, which means that not only do we want to contract and do the Kegels, but we want to make sure that our pelvic floor is able to relax and lengthen. So while today's class is going to be focusing more so on that contraction portion, and I highly recommend that you check out my Yoga for Pelvic Floor Tension class, which will help you relax these muscles so that they can work more optimally. For class today, we're going to be using a mini ball. If you don't have one, you can also use a yoga block, as well as a small towel that we're going to use behind our back. And if you enjoy class today, please consider subscribing to my channel as well as liking this video. When you're ready to get started, come join me on your mat. We're going to start by sitting on the small ball. Go ahead and bring your ball right under your pelvis, right under your pelvic floor muscles, sitting with your heels by your hips, knees forward to find more balance on your pelvis. However, if this is not comfortable for your knees or ankles, feel free to do this sitting in a chair, or even better, sitting on one of those big exercise balls. And if you don't have that, you can also just sit in a cross-legged position. Hands can come to your lap. And begin to connect with the muscles. Our pelvic floor runs from our pubic bone in the front to the tailbone in the back, and then from one sitting bone to the other. Take your focus to your pubic bone and begin to rock your pubic bone towards your nose, tucking your hips under. Do the opposite of that. Spill the pelvis forward as you stick your tailbone up. So just rocking the pelvis forward and back. Go ahead again and draw pubic bone to nose like you're tucking the pelvis under. And then spill the pelvis forward, taking your tailbone up. One more time, pubic bone to nose. Tailbone lifted. And now find a spot in between your pubic bone and tailbone. Doing the same thing side to side, finding your sitting bones. Go ahead and rock yourself towards the right, and then rock yourself towards the left. And just see what you feel. It might be easier to move over to one side or the other. When we do a pelvic floor contraction, because this is a group of many different muscles, 14 different muscles, 3 muscular slings, we're not always getting an even pelvic floor contraction. So being able to see where we may feel it more in one area than another can be really valuable. Go ahead and one more time, rock your hips towards the left and then towards the right. And find a spot in center. From here, hand can come to your belly. As you breathe in, expand your ribs. Feel the belly push out and the pelvic floor lengthen down. So think like a big balloon with your torso. And then relax as you exhale. 2 more times like that. Breathe in, expand the ribs to the side. The belly out, the pelvic floor down. And then relax, breathe out of your mouth. One more time. Inhale, fill your torso like a balloon. Lengthen your pelvic floor. Can you feel a little bit of give into that ball? And then exhale, relax. Now we're going to add in the contraction. Inhale is going to be the same, so filling all the way around your torso, lengthening your pelvic floor. And as you exhale, you're going to think of squeezing and lifting. pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bone to sitting bone. So all four corners of that diamond are going to come together and lift up. Here we go. Take a breath in. Feel that diamond shape expand and lengthen. And then exhale, start to squeeze your pubic bone and your tailbone, both sitting bones together. And then lift up into your body. So think of gathering up, 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 up. Hold it, hold it, hold it as long as you can. And then let all of that go as you breathe in. Fully relax. Exhale, begin to squeeze, pulling the front, back, sides to sides together. And then lift, lift up all four corners. Lift, 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 lift. Keep going like up an elevator. And then relax, breath in. 2 more like this. Exhale, gather together, front to back, side to side. Try to lift like you're picking something up through your body. Sometimes you can think of the image of a blueberry going up, 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 up. And relax. Inhale. Exhale, start that squeeze. Lift, pelvic floor moving away from that ball. Lift up, up, up. How long can you hold it? Keep lifting up, up, up. And then go ahead, relax one more time. Full inhale. So that then you can exhale, gather together and lift up. Nothing's happening with your glutes. It's only those primary pelvic floor muscles coming up, up, up. And hold, hold, hold. And then go ahead and relax. Good. Go ahead and just move your hips a little side to side. Take the pelvis forward and back. Now we're going to take quick contractions. So you're just going to take little exhales out as you lift and lift the pelvic floor. So lifting and relaxing, but only focus on the exhale lift part. And then the inhale part will naturally kind of follow that. We're going to go for 10. Here we go. Take a breath in and then exhale, lift the pelvic floor up, 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 up. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. If you found that you couldn't go quite that fast, totally fine. Just go at a speed that works for you, and over time you'll be able to increase that. We are going to do that 2 more times. Remember, your first inhale, you're just letting everything relax, and then exhale, you feel a little lift and release, lift and release. Quick contractions up. Here we go. Breath in. Exhale, lift, lift, lift. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Relax as you exhale. Last time, we're going to go for 10 quick contractions. Here we go. Breath in. Exhale, lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. From here, come off of your little ball and make your way onto your back with your ball between your inner thighs, right below the knees. Heels underneath your knees, arms down by your sides. Keeping your glutes relaxed, you're going to begin to squeeze in on the ball. So now we are adding in our inner thighs with that contraction. Relax everything. Take a big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the ball. And then lift your pelvic floor. Squeeze together, lift it up, 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 up. Hold it. And then relax. Inhale, release some of the squeeze on the ball. Exhale, squeeze the ball like it's coming in towards your body. Lift the pelvic floor, front to back, side to side. Keep lifting, 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 squeezing the ball. And then let it go. Last time, again, check out. Nothing should be happening with your glutes. Breath in. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lift it up, up, up. Hold, hold, hold. Belly's pulling down. hold, hold, and let it go. Take a breath in, and then let everything relax out of your mouth. From here, we're going to add in a bridge. Inhale is the same. As you exhale, push into your heels and lift your hips straight up, creating a long diagonal from your knees to your shoulders. Good, just pause here. Pelvis is neutral and balanced. Heels are underneath your knees. Good, glutes are active. Again, check out, does one leg want to work a little harder than the other leg? Take a breath in. As you exhale, squeeze the ball. Can you lift your pelvic floor? It's okay. It's more challenging in this position. Just play with it. Squeeze and lift, 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 lift. And then relax it. Just 2 more breaths. Exhale, squeeze the ball, squeeze the inner thighs, lift the pelvic floor. Yes, your glutes are now involved because you're holding a bridge. Lift, 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 lift. And then relax some of that. Breath in, fill the belly, fill the sides. Squeeze the ball like you're pulling it in towards you. Belly flattens. Lift the pelvic floor muscles up, up, up. And then let that go. Now more so just focusing on the glutes. You're going to inhale, hover the hips above the mat. Exhale, push into your feet, lift and squeeze the ball. We have 10. Down and up for 9. 8. If you have it in you, you can add those quicker contractions as you lift. 7. If it's too much, don't worry. 5. 4, our pelvic floor naturally contracts a little bit when we activate our glutes and inner thighs. 2, last one, hold it up, just little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, lifting and squeezing, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Lower back down, take the ball away. Bring your feet out as wide as your mat and just relax everything as you drop the knees to the right and drop the knees to the left. Take that a few times. And then go ahead, come back through center. Roll to your side so you can grab your rolled up towel and bring that right under the natural curve of your lower back. We all have different amounts of curve in our low back, so you may want to adjust the height, but just so that it fills in that natural gap between your lower back and the floor. And what this does is it helps us to maintain a neutral spine and a neutral pelvis. Since what can sometimes happen when we go to do dead bugs, which is what we're about to do, there can be this tendency to squish our low back into the mat, which is terrible for our pelvic floor. And then there's also the habit of letting the back come away from the floor, which now is no longer engaging our abs and just more so overworking our back muscles. So that little towel there is to give you a little bit of feedback and maintain that neutral spine. From here, take your ball in your hands, bring your legs into a tabletop position with the ball against the tops of your thighs. If this position feels really challenging, bring your knees a little closer towards you. Otherwise, you're thinking of knees right over the hips. Press your hands into the ball, the thighs into the ball. Feel the low back into that towel. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press your hands and thighs into the ball, drawing your belly down. 2 more breaths like this. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, hands and thighs press, little lift to the pelvic floor, belly pulls in and up. 1 more breath in. Exhale, press hands and thighs into the ball. And then go ahead and relax that for a moment. If you felt your back a lot, that could indicate your towel roll is a little too high, so go ahead and lower it. And maybe you felt your abs more than you usually do with that towel. Next, you can just stay with that same position, or we're gonna start to add in some heel drops. Really important as you do the heel drops that nothing is changing in your pelvis, in your back. Go ahead and come to your starting position, legs to tabletop, squeeze them together, ball to thighs, hand to ball. Take a breath in as you start to lower your right toes towards the mat. And then exhale, bring it back in, squeezing the ball. Left leg reaches away, inhale. Exhale, bring it back in. Keep going. Every time you exhale, you should feel a little lift to the pelvic floor and pull your low belly in and up. You don't want to feel exhale bearing down on the pelvic floor. So leg comes in, everything lifts in and up. Inhale away. Exhale, bring it in. These can be super small. Nothing is changing in your back or your hips. Let's take it one more time each way. Not easy when you really focus on it. Bring it in, push, push, push everything together. And then go ahead, release the legs, release the ball. Move that towel away and come onto your left hip. Bring the ball once again between your knees. Come onto your forearm and then slightly round the back so that you're not in this arched position. Just kind of creating almost like a C shape with the back. Take the knees at a 45-degree angle. Press away with the bottom forearm. And then take your hand to your low belly. Take an inhale, belly will fill, pelvic floor lengthens. Exhale, lift your bottom thigh towards your top as you feel your low belly pulling in. Inhale, lower the legs. And then exhale, pulling in as you lift. So we're really targeting our lower abdominals here, which in order to get a maximum pelvic floor contraction, they have to kick in. Keep going. Try to avoid rocking your top hip back. So the top hip's not coming back, the bottom knee's just coming up, belly's pulling in. Let's go for 3. Exhale, lifting up for 2. One more time, lifting up, squeeze. And lower down. From here, support your head with your hands. Take the ball behind your right knee. And begin to draw your right knee towards the mat, top hip coming into internal rotation. And then bring your heel down, knee up for external rotation. So you have knee to knee, and then heel to heel. Just keep that going, finding more of a fluid motion. As you bring your heels together, external rotation is opening up the front of the pelvic floor. And then internal rotation is opening up the back of the pelvic floor. Let's just go for 3. Knee. Rest of your body is quiet. Heels. And knees. Keep that squeezing on the ball. One more time. Heels. Knees. Bring your leg parallel in between those two positions. Squeeze in on the ball. Take your knee in towards your chest. And then exhale, press your heel back. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze the ball without letting that top hip roll back. Good. So find that glute squeeze. And then again, you're just moving the leg. All right, activating the core, activating the hamstrings and glutes. Exhale as you press back. Make sure you get a good glute squeeze as well as your hamstring. One more time, take it forward. You're not worrying about your pelvic floor right now. It's just doing its thing. It's naturally strengthening with these movements. Take it back. And then hold it here like you're stamping the back of the room. Little pulses back for 5. For 4, squeeze the glute to find that extension. For 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, go ahead, switch to the other side. Ball comes between your inner thighs, forearms to the mat. Slightly curl the pelvis under, knees at a 45-degree angle so that your low back is ever so slightly rounded, not arched. Press down through that bottom forearm. And then you're going to lift your bottom inner thigh up, squeezing the ball as you exhale. This is a super small movement. Breathe in, exhale. As you go to lift that bottom thigh, belly pulls in. I always like to take my hand there for reference so that you can feel that lift in. Right, strengthening the right side of the pelvic floor. Good, 2 more. Exhale, lift up, pull the belly in. These are slow and controlled. 1 more. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Low belly pulls in. And then lower down. Come on to your hand. Take the ball behind your left leg. Squeeze it in. Begin with that internal rotation, taking your knee down, heel up, opening the back of the pelvic floor, and then heels together. And just keep that going, observing how this feels. Maybe one portion of the rotation feels harder or easier. And if this internal rotation feels more challenging, maybe the back of your pelvic floor is tight. Keep it going for 3. And then heels together. Just breathing naturally, using this as a little bit of a recovery for 2. And let's take 1 more round. And heels. And then take that thigh parallel, knee pointing forward. Squeeze the ball. As you inhale, take your knee towards your belly button. And then exhale, take it back behind you without moving that top hip. Squeeze the glute, squeeze the ball. Bring it forward. And then exhale, take it back. Make sure that left glute fires to extend the hip, lengthen it. Good, 2 more forward. And back. 1 more time, you got it. Right here with you, forward. And back, hold it back. And now stamp the back of the room, just pulsing that leg straight back. Knee is pointing forward for 5, for 4, for 3. Make sure you are engaging that top glute as it goes back, not just your hamstring. 2, 1, bring it down. Good, come on up. Make your way to hands and knees, ball back between your inner thighs. Spread your fingers out. Alternatively, you can go onto your forearms of hands if your wrists are bothering you. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a full breath in, lengthen. As you exhale, squeeze the ball and then hover the knees just 2 inches off of your mat. Lower down. We're gonna go for 4 more. As you exhale, hover the knees, just like we did on the back. Lift the pelvic floor. Pull up, up, up. And then go ahead, drop it down. Gravity is no longer on your side, so it's more challenging. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Lift your pelvic floor. Hover the knees. Hold, hold, hold. And lower. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze. Try to lift that pelvic floor. Suction that ball up into your body. Hold, hold, hold. And lower. So much harder in this position. Last time. Exhale, squeeze, lift, hover. Hold it for 3. Hold it for 2. Keep trying to lift your pelvic floor. I know it's hard. Hold it for 1. And then lower it back down. Take the ball away. Bring your toes together, knees wide. Send your hips back for child's pose. And then now just let everything relax. If you couldn't feel your pelvic floor lifting in that last hands and knees position, that's okay. This all just takes practice, coming back. Yeah, so we're just holding child's pose, rock the hips a little side to side. And then find center. And as you breathe in, visualize your pelvic floor lengthening. Pubic bone to tailbone. Side to side, sitting bone to sitting bone, that diamond shape widening on your inhale. And now you just relax it as you exhale. Bring yourself back to hands and knees. Find a seat. And just take a big breath in. Reach your arms up. Open your mouth. Let it go. I hope that you enjoyed this class today and found it helpful. If you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video.